TARC, expand TARC. Who is Parth Sarvi shown?
I don't know who is Parth Sarvi shown, but
You are an IRS officer. Tell me, Parth Sarvi shown.
Parth Sarvi shown was a committee appointed last year.
Okay.
So I don't know the subject.
Okay. Who headed the committee very recently appointed to look into income tax review? What is the maximum rate of income tax in India?
32%.
Okay. Did the Prime Minister recently declare any new cess regarding which program?
Sir, if I am not wrong, it is Sarva Shiksha Mid-day meal scheme.
It is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So now introduce yourself.
Sir, I am swapnil. I have completed my degree.
Could you be a little bit louder?
Sorry, sir. I am swapnil. I have completed my engineering from in 2006 in electronics and telecommunication background. Thereafter, I joined software company in Patna Computer System Mumbai. And in 2013, I cleared CAPF exam with 99 rank. And then in 2014, since 2014, and since 2014, I cleared IRS, joined IRS Academy in 2015.
Okay. So sociology, right? Like, do you know how a state gets number of MPs? What is the parameter to fix what number of MPs get elected from MP, Maharashtra, in every state?
Pardon the question, sir.
Like, what is the defining parameter which sets how many number of MPs does any state get?
So it is based on the number of population.
Okay. Do you think it is fair? Like Delhi, a union territory has 3 or more MPs. A state like Manipur or Arunachal, despite being a state, has just 1 MP.
Sir, we have 2 houses, lower house and upper house, in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. I feel that in Rajya Sabha it should not be based on population, but in Lok Sabha we should go for the population division.
So you are happy that Arunachal will have just 1 state, 1 MP.
Sir, they can have the representation in Rajya Sabha and they can raise their voice in Rajya Sabha as a part of state, because Lok Sabha is not supposed to be considered as a part of state. It is a union of India, but it is the Rajya Sabha which represents states.
Don't you think this is the prime reason for alienation that northeastern people feel? That put together all the northeastern states gives you just 8 MP, whereas UP and Bihar gives me 80 and 60 MPs. So, don't you think this is the prime reason for alienation? Like, sociologically, are we wrong?
Yes, sir. This is the prime reason of alienation because they do not represent in the lower and upper house, both houses. That is why, sir, we should give more representation to the people of Northeast, especially in the Rajya Sabha, where state represents, and that alienation could be reduced. That.
But is it the only reason for alienation?
No, sir. This is one of the reasons.
Any another reason?
Sir, there is a trust deficit between Northeast people and mainland of India.
Trust deficit? What do you mean trust?
Trust deficit means the schemes are not implemented in the fair manner. First, secondly, sir, our connectivity with the Northeast is only through chicken leg, and they feel that whatever reaches to Northeast is delayed. And the third thing, sir, the treatment we have, Indian government have with the Northeastern people is not fair. Like, sir, there is insurgency going on, and
who is responsible for insurgency?
Sir, responsibility lies with the both, with the mainland people of Thanis, with the people of Northeast, with the international states surrounding the Northeast, international states surrounding Northeast.
So you say this, what do you think about Sharmila Irom? What is that case?
Pardon me, sir?
Sharmila Irom, have you heard it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, she is fasting since last few years.
So how many years? How many years?
Sir, I don't know exact number of years.
Exactly 15 years.
Thank you, sir. She is fasting since last 15 years for the abolition of APSPA. She wants that APSPA should be abolished from northeastern states completely.
What is your opinion?
Sir, APSPA was initiated, started because of there was insurgency and condition of instability. But sir, APSPA does reflect that there is a trust deficit between the northeastern people and government of India. Sir, we can go for APSPA only in the region which are sensitive, rather than completely putting all over the northeastern states. And thereby we can generate the trust and gain the confidence of the people of northeast.
Suppose you are made one of the collector in a sensitive area of Northeast. What will be your first priority?
Sir, the first and basic priority for any means in such states like Red Corridor or Northeastern state, here we have to ensure that there is a proper kind of development in fair and equitable manner, which starts from the health and education. That I have priority, and then I clearly say to the government or governor or central government that they should be lenient to the citizens who are not involved in any kind of crime. And should I also advise them not to go for APSPA in the region which are not sensitive.
What makes IRS best?
Sir, our Indian economy is growing, and the revenue has a big part to play a role in it, especially like international taxation, increasing tax revenues which are required to reduce the deficit, and IRS. Those are not only the administrator, but they are also gives the policy input to the revenue policy making, as well as we are very much important for the budget making. Besides, sir, we are representing India at an international level, like in G20, for our revenue related matters.
So many scams happening in our country. How IRS is playing their role in finding solving the scams, scandals, different scandals.
Sir, as a IRS, we do have certain intelligence repository. I don't remember the name. Like one is central processing unit. Then there are other intelligence unit which provides the information about kind of transaction carried out, whether it is big
You are
transaction.
undergoing training?
Yes, sir.
Where?
NIT, National Academy of Direct Taxes, Nagpur.
Nagpur. Okay. What you have learned so far?
Sir, income tax laws. We have started with income tax laws. Then we had a parliamentary attachment. Then we had
There you learn income tax law also?
No, sir. Parliamentary attachment. We learn about the basic.
No, what you have done as laws academy? It's been five months so far?
No, 3 months, sir. That
3 months,
yeah,
no,
March.
5 months.
January, February, and March.
March, okay. 3 months, 4 months.
Yes, 3.5 months.
Okay, say something about what you learned there. Any topics?
So, what is basis of income tax?
What is the basis of income?
Means, what is the principle of taxation?
Principle of
tax.
Okay.
Then how income tax laws is not formed. What are the heads of income? That
Could you narrate what are the heads of income?
Sir, heads of income talk about the sources of income, which has been divided into 5 categories, which include salary, then business and profession, capital gain, income from other sources, house properties.
House property. These are the heads.
Heads
Have
of,
you learned how to calculate the total income?
sir, we are in the process of learning it exactly. I do not know, but
What is the difference between total income and gross income?
Sir, gross total income is the overall income of a person, what he earns, and total income is a form of taxable income.
Taxable. So what is the difference?
Sir, we exclude the exemptions, we reduce the exemptions from gross total income.
So what is the difference between exemption and deduction?
Sir, exemption amount is exemption amount do not form the part of taxable income. While deduction is we reduce the amount from the total taxable income. For
No.
example, sir, agriculture income is exemption income,
Okay.
which do not form the part of tax total income. And deduction is something like, sir, if we carry out revenue expenditure in business and profession, like if you earn profit, then his revenue expenditure is reduced from the profit. That we call it the deduction.
It is reduced from
Overall
overall. Is there any word like overall income in income tax law? I
No,
don't
sir. It is the total income.
No, but you have used the word overall income. Is any kind of that kind of income is there under laws?
No, sir.
Overall income? No. What is gross total income? Then, if total income is there, which is taxable income, you are saying, then what is gross total income? Gross income.
That is overall income, but the term is gross total income.
So what is that?
Gross total income is total income that a person earns,
Total income, all kind of thing.
including all sources of it.
Okay. Is global income, of residential Indian is taxable?
Global income of Indian resident is taxable. Yes, sir.
Taxable. Okay. What is that?
General anti-avoidance.
What is that?
Sir, those who indulge in the tax evasion activities like through round tripping or other sources, for them to bring them into the tax brackets, we have introduced the CAR, which has not been implemented yet.
Okay. With regards to this global income, are there some models? Some models, international models, some agreements and conventions between among the countries.
Double taxation avoidance agreement is one.
Okay.
Base erosion agreement, I am not very confident about this, but I heard base erosion agreement is one.
How income tax laws can be useful in bringing black money?
Sir, I will quote one example. In this budget, the government has introduced the amnesty laws, where those who conceal the income and did not pay taxes, they are allowed to show their income and could pay their taxes, 30% tax and 15% as a penalty for them.
Okay.
So through this, through such law, we can reduce the black money, incidences of black money, and can convert black money into white money.
Is it useful to learn accountancy for income tax laws, income tax purpose?
Yes, sir. We need accountancy to understand income tax laws.
Officers should know that.
Yes, sir. Because in order to understand how the business is carried out, what they can conceal and what they show, one should know what is the kind of account they maintain.
Do you have any kind of a visualization difference between profit and loss account and balance sheet?
Sir,
is there any difference or are they same?
Yes, sir. Sir, balance sheet account, it shows the statement with the asset and liabilities of the business, and profit and loss account shows the means it is related to the profit and loss of the recurring transactions.
Okay. So what generally you find as a duration for making a balance sheet? Can everyday balance sheet we can have? Can we have the everyday balance sheet with us?
No, sir. It is not practical to prepare balance sheet every day. It should be ideally for income tax. We need for yearly balance sheet, but it may be for quarterly or by 6 months.
What about profit and loss account?
Sir, ideally profit and loss means ideally, which is not practical. It should be based on day-to-day affairs, but they may be created for monthly or after 7 days.
Okay. There is also income and expenditure account. What is that? Apart from profit and loss account, there is also a kind of account, income and expenditure account. What is that? Is there any difference or the same? Or different terminologies only?
Sir, I could not recall. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, so we produce.
What is tax expenditure?
Sir, while implementing the tax laws, there are certain exemptions, certain deductions, and government loses its income because of that. That is what we call it as a tax expedition.
So tax expenditure is basically bad, right?
Sir, we cannot straight away say it is a bad. It might be good, sir, like sir, to improve the capability of a certain kind of individual, or to improve the investment in certain kind, like in insurance sector or in saving. We can go for tax expedition.
Right. Your hobby is swimming, right? So tell me, what are the different styles in swimming? 3, 4 styles. In
Yes,
swimming.
there are 4 styles. One is freestyle,
Okay.
one is breaststroke,
Okay.
another is backstroke, and butterfly.
So when there is a race, which stroke would you prefer?
Sir, freestyle is very easy to go.
Okay. So you worked with which company? Partner, right?
Yes.
Can you think of group of employees, ex-employees, like people who were employed with Partney? They left the Partney and they started one of the biggest companies of India. Who are they?
Sir, chairman of Infosys, ex-chairman.
Narayan. were they right in doing so? Like ethically, is it right? Like you learn your stuff from a company and then you leave the company and start your own firm. Is it ethically right?
Sir, everyone wants to grow. If someone is learning and then growing by separating from the one company is not at all wrong. See, neither he is breaching the code of law nor code of conduct of the company. So it is completely fair enough, sir.
Okay. Some people say high tax rate in India is the reason for non-compliance. Is it right?
Yes, sir. According to Laffer code, tax rate should be appropriate. If it goes beyond certain limit where the people cannot pay the taxes, then people it will be burden on.
How many people pay taxes in India?
Sir, around 2.5 crore, not exact.
2.5 crore.
I am not sure, sir, about exact.
You have not learned during this 4 months. It's been considerable time.
I am sorry, sir.
You should have some data. How you can be good, I think, being in the income tax department, I think it is, as you have yourself explained, that is a very glorious service, best service rather. Why you should stick to IS? Why you should stick to IS?
Sir, I simply
I
compare.
don't think any reason you should stick to IS.
Sir, I have my personal reasons.
Personal reasons.
And-
What are those?
Sir, I want to be part of policy making which gives more, IS will give more opportunity.
Why the income tax cannot give, that, opportunity? It is there.
Yes, sir. In income tax, there is opportunity, but it will be only related with the revenues. But in IS, the field will be open for all the departments.
No, you can go on deputation to any department. See, you yourself see. You check with your seniors. That does mean you are not in the know of the things.
And sir, IRS have opportunity to go into the different departments or deputation, but that will be for minimal years. Deputation maybe for 4 years and 5 years. But in IRS, you can go on your career progression in this
At
department.
what stage will you be able to frame policies at your own if you become an IS officer?
Sir, it will take minimum 8 years to go into the secretary level.
I'm talking of the stage level. At what level?
Sir, at the secretary level.
So how many years it takes to become a secretary?
Minimum 8 years. Sir.
So right now, if you are made a secretary, it says, for example, Home Affairs. So which one policy you would like to enact to change the situation of India into a good situation?
Sir, Home Affairs at the union level, if I am there, I will try to reduce the expenditure on the defense and.
On the defense, you are in the Home Affairs.
Sir, defense expenditure is another Home Affairs. No question. And that can be used for social security.
But defense is a sacrosanct.
Sir,
How much do we spend on defense now?
around 5% of the GDP. 5 to 7%. of the GDP.
Actual numbers can you give?
No. What percentage of the budget, total budgets, how much is allocated to defense?
Sir, in budget also expense in terms of GDP, but number I don't know. It is around 5 to 7%. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know.
And how much on education?
It's not exactly. It's around 3%.
So education and defense get same allotment?
No, defense has more, nearly double.
They are quite off the mark.
Okay, your option subject is sociology. What is the difference between a social scientist and sociologist?
Sir, social scientists are rationalists who try to make the policy based on the basis of rational decision making. And sociologists, and they are part of policy making also, social scientists. But sociologists try to study society.
In this context, what is give your opinion about Dr. Ambedkar?
Yes, pardon me, sir. Okay.
You are going to differentiate between sociologist and scientist, social scientist. Okay, now we are going to celebrate 125th anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar. Then what is your opinion in this context?
Sir, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was both social scientist and sociologist. He was for sociologists to understand.
He was not a policy maker.
He was a policy maker. Sir, first he understood the situation in India, what are the problems of Indian society, what are the restrictions imposed on lower caste, and then he went on to give the inputs to the policy making, how we can change it and all. So sir, first he was a sociologist and then he went on to become a social scientist to improve the condition of Indian society.
If you ask what are the three major contributions of Dr. Ambedkar to India? Three. I'm asking three, not one.
Sir, first he wrote the constitution. That means he has big role to play in the constitution making. Second, improve the social conditions of lower caste. And third, he fought for the women's right also to. Sir, I don't remember that name, but he fought for the women's right.
Hindu code bill. Yes. What was there in Hindu code bill? So radical you are talking about.
Sir, in context of Dr. Ambedkar or General, should I say about the Dr. Ambedkar's view or as general right now?
No, I am talking about just simple. What was so radical about that? Hindu code bill you are talking about.
Sir, Dr. Ambedkar said that there should be Hindu code bill where every religion, women should get their own rights in terms of marriage matters, especially for divorce and property rights, where the policy makers during that time was not ready to accept it. So Dr. Ambedkar has said that if you do not accept it, then I should not stand here as a policy maker, because first policy maker, if he gives the input, then it should not only be discussed but should be looked through the rational manners. But you are giving more importance to the religion rather than giving importance to the rationality.
So why it was not passed?
Sir, first their consensus was not built during that time, and secondly, sir, Indian society was evolving and it might have taken a little more time to accept the condition of Hindu code bill, even if it is not passed today, sir.
Okay, you talked about some social scientists and sociologists. There is also a term socialite. What is that?
Social elite.
Yeah, socialite. Am I right? Sorry? Socialite.
Okay. You can use it.
Okay.
Social elite, I don't know. Social elite.
You have my social elite is different, socialite is a different.
That's all. You know. Do you visualize socialism being implemented in India?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Socialism being implemented.
But I see it's Marxism.
Sir, the difference between the Marxism and socialism lies in whether it is implemented in revolutionary manner or in democratic manner.
Is there any difference between democratic manner? I think democratic manner itself is a revolutionary.
Sir, we differentiate between the Marxism, like communism is a Marxist and socialism is also Marxist. But communism is the way they carry out the changes through revolutionary manner, like fighting war, making war or bloodshed. But in socialism, all the changes are supposed to be brought in by.
Have you really read it? Have you just?
Yes, sir. Communism and socialism is definitely easy.
You just said that they do it by war. So if there is no war, there will be no communism.
Sir, if there is no revolution, there is no communism. That is for sure. If there is no revolution,
What is revolution?
Revolution is changing to bring the change drastically.
So Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a revolutionary or not?
No, sir. He was not.
Savitribai Phule was a revolutionary?
Sir, in the socialism term and socialism.
My question is very simple. Savitribai was a revolutionary or not? Dr. Ambedkar was revolutionary or not?
Sir, in that term, they were not revolutionary to the extent that revolution means changing the social, economic, political structure at a one go. Ambedkar.
So 1949 when the constitution was presented, 6th November, was it not a revolution? Was there a revolution?
Pardon me, sir.
Presentation of Indian constitution, today's constitution, was it a revolution or not?
No, sir. It was a
It was
provisional.
not a revolution.
Sir, most of the changes we brought in from the 1935 Act, 1919 Act. So it was not exactly revolution. It was the changes we brought in with the societal condition acts.
Ending untouchability is not a revolution.
Sir, it is a part. We do not say it is revolution. It is the changes in the social structure of society. The revolution is something we brought in changes drastically.
Drastically means what? How much time you require? Minute, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 1 day.
Sir, it is for
Or 2
example,
days.
Russian Revolution For example, French Revolution. They brought in changes in political, social and economic structure at one go within 1 year or 2 years or 10 years. But it should change in every structure of society. In India, that did not happen. We changed.
Okay, when you talk Constitution of India, do you know the preamble? You know it. What is the most striking feature of the preamble of the Constitution? There is something, whether there is a striking thing or not. Or can we all be proud of Indian Constitution's preamble? Some people are not.
So we are proud, we may not.
So what is that great thing in preamble?
Sir, best important thing about preamble is we are socialist.
We are socialist.
What about equality in preamble of Constitution?
Yes, sir, but socialist once again takes care of. As a word, socialist takes care of equality, equity, fraternity. Everything.
Compare that situation when women were burned in the name of Sati and Indian Constitution's preamble. What is the difference? Now we are talking sociological point of view.
You are saying it is only the communism or Marxism which can be categorized under what you call as revolution, not any other thing. That is what you are saying.
No, sir. I am saying other way.
You are saying other. What is that other way?
In communism, there is a part of revolution.
Okay.
Revolution does not mean communism, but communism will always have revolution.
Okay. So any other ism which can be called as
Socialism.
Socialism is revolution.
No, it is not revolution. That is what.
Apart from communism, could you cite something which can be categorized as per your definition as?
Okay,
Yes.
have you heard the name of Charles Darwin?
Yes, sir.
Charles Darwin?
Yes, sir.
Can we call him a revolutionary? Or his ideas as revolutionary?
Sir, being idea as revolutionary is a different thing, and society being revolutionary is a different thing. Like French Revolution was a social revolution, and ideas
No, not
revolutionary.
political.
Huh?
French Revolution was not a
Yes,
political.
political social revolution. That is what the term is. Political in political science and social science, the term is same. But ideas revolutionary means you are changing you are questioning the very basic ideas of the society. That is
Yes.
the revolutionary ideas.
So Savitribai Phule did it.
Yes. Our ideas were definitely revolutionary ideas.
Just ideas?
So work was revolutionary, but it means revolutionary ideas, revolutionary work is a different thing than political revolution is a different thing.
Don't you think the idea were executed properly in the society?
Sir, her ideas were not executed properly. Had it been there, then latest rate of
There are so many laws in the government policies. And how could you say that policies are not properly executed for that ideas?
Savitribai Phule had an idea about the women's education, especially to the lower class education, and bringing them in the
Especially to lower class one?
Sir, she opened.
It means before Savitribai Phule opened the school, upper caste women were regularly attended in the schools.
No, sir. They did not enter the school, but her focus and emphasis was that it started with the women's education, and she gave importance because of the this circumstantial condition during that time. She
Did
gave.
she do anything for widow remarriage, widow's care?
Yes, sir.
She did something about that?
Widow remarriage, I don't remember, sir, but she did work about the giving women's
Okay,
working skills.
let's talk about that. In Chhattisgarh, we say there is Naxalism. We say that. Who is responsible for that? Or by killing Naxalites, can you end Naxalism?
Sir, in Chhattisgarh, the Naxalism has not grown immediately. It has been from last 60 years. It is a result of last 60 years of mishandling of the administration in that area.
Who? Administration?
Administration, that is government. So the blame should go to the government, sir. That they could not reach to the people, they could not carry out.
Let us come concretely. Number one, number two, number three. Three areas where they failed.
Yes, sir. First, the government could not reach to the people for the development. Second, the kind of rural police administration has continued there, like force they use. And third, sir, carrying out the development in the
Development you already said.
carrying out the industrial activities in the areas.
What about land rights?
That is what
What are
industrial.
land rights? So from sociological point of view.
Land rights.
Rights.
Sir, land right is a kind of ownership in Chhattisgarh area because
No, let us talk of only.
land right is simply the land ownership one could have. And to carry out certain industrial activities or capitalist activities, we need to capture land, grab the land, and that was the third major reason why she recently grew in Chhattisgarh area.
Okay. Suppose you are made the collector of Bastar district. So how do you approach?
Sir, first and most important thing that we need to balance between the development and social justice. If I have the question or I have to decide between the social justice and development, I will go for social justice because development will not sustain if there is no social justice. If I have to choose between the one whether the land should be grabbed and industry should be created, then I will say that we should delay it or deny it straight away. But we should go for other alternative like power generation. We can have solar power or other power centers, and tribal rights should not be snatched away at any cost.
What are tribal rights?
So the common ownership over land, forest land, then their right over the forest products, then to live in the forest area and they should not be alienated from their land. These are the basic rights.
So if we give rights to tribals, there will be no mining.
Yes, sir. If we protect their rights, that means their ownership, their common ownership on the lands will not be snatched away, and that means the capitalists cannot enter into such a land. That is what happened with the post-crime Vedanta.
Okay, you will. Thank you. Why do you think? Yeah, बस उसको 1 मिनट आधे मिनट बैठने नेक्स्ट वन नेक्स्ट हाँ
In some areas is very good. If you say sociology, तो वहाँ पर sociology तो हाँ, and about Ambedkar and South River Village is off the mark. Totally off the mark.
आप सुन लीजिए बताना हाँ लास्ट मिनट के हाँ आओ
आपका knowledge level अच्छा है. Okay, and but why you are already an IRS officer now, so why do you falter? Faltering समझते हैं? There is no need to falter. There is more need of expression of confidence. As an IRS officer, they will expect more confidence from you than others. I hope you get me. Number one. Number two, about Ambedkar and Savitribai, change your total ideas. Ambedkar is a big revolutionary. Savitribai Phule is also a historical revolution. And revolution doesn't mean guns and swords and arrows. Revolution is ideas. So, ideas create revolution, guns don't create revolution. Right? So, Ambedkar is one of the greatest revolutionaries in India. Ambedkar, Gandhi, Bhagat Singh of course were there. Savitribai Phule is in fact, Savitribai Phule is never called as Savitribai Phule. She is called as Kranti Jyoti Savitribai Phule. I hope you know it. So Savitribai Phule's name is never used without Kranti. Correct? So be careful. I would suggest you please read few things on Ambedkar. Please read. Because as an IR officer, you are supposed to know more. Because you have opted sociology. Right? Secondly, Dr. Ambedkar's greatest contribution was changing the social outlook of India. Understand? the way we look at people. That and feudalism, our Indian constitution is a great thing. Many people have done. So have a proper, I would suggest you please read the preamble again. Although you do not belong to political science, but sociology students are supposed to know the constitution, not the political way, but the social aspect. And when we say equality, Indian preamble is great about equality. Gender justice, caste equality, so regional equality, religious equality. And the biggest thing in preamble, there is no God in the preamble of Indian constitution. Understand? So again, it's a revolutionary document. About other ideas about your Naxalism, you are perfect, no problem about the answer. So, but I